The ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for joining, hanging out. 93.7 The Ticket. Let's see. Here's where we are with this. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text on Honda Lincoln Hotline. Going to bring some different athletes and folks' personalities in this week for this segment the rest of the week. So stay tuned and hang out for that. The video stream is up. Starter Heyman video stream is up. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can involve yourselves in that and jump aboard. Kind sir, Rico. Spent the evening Saturday watching. There were two fight events, mixed martial arts events that was going on. One was UFC, and that one was pretty good because Jessica Andrade was the first fighter, period, ever to do a standing guillotine choke submission.
What?
Standing, like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was amazing.
How do you?
Yeah, it was amazing. I'd never seen it before. Like, she choked a person out standing up, and then the woman choked out and then passed out and sat down and just
Night.
Work things out. And a pretty good fight. But then Cyborg was fighting at the same time. And it was a really good fight, actually. First time Cyborg was taking 5 rounds. First time ever. And it was a brawl. Like, they beat each other up. Like, it wasn't, one-sided. This was a brawl. But then I was asked this Saturday, and I didn't have an answer. So I'm going to ask you guys. How much money would it take for you to fight Cyborg in a full-on fight? What would it take?
You got to make sure my family is taken care of for the rest of their lives, because my life is over if I get in that fight.
Right? Like,
there's not enough money.
Like,
I like my face. I like my body. I don't want any of this messed up. I don't want to have to go to the hospital for anything.
Are there any MMA female fighters that you
there's
would fight?
Nobody in MMA that I would fight. I don't care if it's a female or if it's a male that's like 90 pounds. I'm not fighting anybody who does mixed martial arts. That's just not happening.
Like, they
know moves.
Now,
they know moves that I've never heard. They'll somehow take my pinky and break my neck. I don't know how it's gonna work.
They'll turn your pinky towards you.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm not doing that. I'll get kicked. They will take their left foot and kick me on the back of my head on the right side, and they'll be standing in front of me. I'm not doing it.
Like, I kept trying to, pay attention to it, right? Like, yeah, would I do it?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I could not now.
Even when you were younger, I feel like you were smarter than that.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I told you, I'm the idiot that allowed Ric Flair to slap him in the chest.
See, but that's different. Twice. That's different. Like, that is
painful. I thought it was different.
That is painful and idiotic of you.
Right.
But that's not getting kicked in the head.
Well, I thought, I'm not sure that I can think of a thing that you should want done to you less than Ric Flair chopping you across the heart.
An armbar from Ronda Rousey?
Close.
Because you have, the thing is, as soon as she grabs your arm, you have to tap. Because we don't have the muscle strength to keep our arm from snapping in one pull.
Yeah.
Like, we're not pulling back from her pulling your arm down to keep it from breaking right away. Like, your elbow is popping up. Like, it's bending the other way if you don't tap as soon as she grabs your wrist.
Yeah. So Don says, can I get a Bobby Bonilla payout plus my medical bills covered? No, you would just get the Bobby Bonilla payout and use that to pay your medical bills. I don't know. Lemon says he would let me make sure I read this right, because he says he would let her punch him in the face without even trying to block it for 10 grand. So he would take
10 grand, sir.
Take a punch.
Or ma'am. I don't know.
Cadova guy says, give me 10 mil and I'll let her punch me once and I'll be knocked out. No way I'm lasting more than one punch anyway. Right. Like,
what if you have to last a round?
Yeah, you have to last a round.
At least one round.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, there's not enough because I'm not lasting around because I can't just run the entire time.
Yeah, like I don't
Because also
know.
she'd catch me.
I
The ring is only so big.
Right, the octagon is not. You can't just run.
She'll
for,
cut off
for 5 minutes.
She'll Pierre my escape route. She'll just cut me off.
Like I was trying to think if it was one of the smaller fighters, but the smaller fighters, smaller fighters,
They're
is
quicker.
It's like Thug Rose Namajunas,
Dangerous.
Who? Okay, no.
Dead. She'll pull my arm off.
Like no, I don't want to fight Thug Rose.
No.
Right, so I don't really know that there's a thing.
Because the thing is, I'd be like, oh yeah, let me just get like into a grappling match. But the thing is, no, because they'll end up on top of me, choking me out somehow with their toes. I don't know what's happening.
She pinned you with an eyelash.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm not doing that.
Like this, like I watched them, and then the following, so they had, you have fight night, and then the following morning they ended up in the same place, and they took pictures together.
Mm-hmm.
And the face of MMA fighters the morning after, like it looks like post surgery.
Yeah,
like there's swelling, cuts, bruises. Like you think of the big cuts, but
the little ones.
You need to think of all the ones where the glove and the elbows just grazed and pummeled.
Mm-hmm. There's just Vaseline all over their faces.
Like they're not going to give you $10 million for wearing headgear. You're going to have to go in bare. Like
You
just
can't wear headgear. This is MMA.
Like you're going to have to go in and fight.
There's no headgear.
There's no headgear in UFC.
There's gloves that are very thin.
Yeah, I have a pair of the gloves, and you put them on.
They're not thick.
It's not. You're taking the beating, but
it'll protect you from the bumps of the knuckles. But it's still
it's still leather.
Yeah.
Against your forehead, and the real thing is the elbows. The elbows are where it's a little different, because the tip of the elbow against
chin,
against
nose.
chin or forehead. That's why they open up
on the side of the eye.
They open up pretty well.
Yeah. My thing is like getting punched in the face. As long as I get knocked out right away, not that bad. But if I get punched in the body,
but you don't want to be knocked out.
I'm not trying to go through that.
You don't want to be.
I don't want to
out.
experience the pain of getting punched and still
but you don't want
still being awake.
You don't want your nervous system to take such a shock that your body just goes, "I'm out."
I've been knocked out before. It's not that bad.
Have you?
Yeah.
Who knocked you out?
That was one of my cousins.
Wait a minute. This is a story.
We weren't fighting. We were just messing around.
Of course you were. You weren't fighting. They were fighting.
Around.
They were fighting. They were loading you up.
It was actually been knocked out twice. And it was like an act. We were doing just wrestling moves. Like, you wrestle with your cousins and we're just like flipping each other and all this stuff. And he just turned around real quick, and it was like a spinning back fist, and he just caught me right on the side of my face, and I just dropped. And the next thing I like wake up and I was like, oh yeah, let's keep going. But he's like, dude, you've been like out for like 2 minutes. I would I'm like, it's been like I just hit the mat. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
Who was the second one? You said there were two.
It was one of my other cousins.
Your cousin. What is wrong with your family?
He choked me out.
What's wrong with your family?
He just like jumped on my back and just started squeezing.
Yeah,
I was trying to pull his arm off, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up and I'm against the wall. And I'm like, what happened?
So we did a thing when we were kids that, well, not everybody did it, but apparently my cousins did it.
Shout out cousins.
Right, cousins, evil. But sometimes I would spend part of the summer up in New Jersey and up in East Orange with my cousins, and they ran a little rougher than we
Your Jersey cousins.
Than we did. Right, those are my Jersey cousins. Right. And
everybody has a cousin that might be from Jersey.
Right. They went a little harder. These are the ones that introduced me to like Dr. J. They introduced me, like we went to Yankee Stadium when I was 10, went to Shea Stadium when I was 10, 11. And you go, but these are the first ones that when I was 9, it was in the summer, And so he was on the baseball team at the rec league, and they were going to play, and they didn't have enough players. Like one of the players didn't show up. So my cousin goes, "All right, Derek, you got to play." And I was tiny. So he put me at second base. And like the first ground ball that was thrown, hit to me, I smoothed it up, threw it out.
Mhm.
And they said, "All right," but I was hitting ninth. And so then they just told me to scrunch up and get small so that they couldn't throw strikes.
Just shorten up your strike zone.
Oh yeah, just shrink the
Make
strike
it tiny.
zone, right? And I walked 3 times, and then finally the guy just lobbed it up there. But I was already a baseball fan, and we were always playing in the neighborhood, and I was a really good bunter. So I bunted and beat it out. And they're like, "Well, why didn't you do that the first 3 times?" I'm like, "Because he didn't throw me a pitch to do it." But there's a thing that we did, they were doing in the neighborhood, was making each other pass out.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they were doing is you would get against the wall, and then the person would press against your stomach until you just passed out.
Yep, we did that in high school.
I didn't know what this was.
You like cross your arms?
Yeah.
And then like just push on your chest. You like take a deep breath, and then they just push, and then you're just like, bleh.
Boop. Yep, you blob out, and that's what it was. And we did that, and then only problem was like one of the kids, they did this, and one of the kids passed out and hit his head. And yeah, like he landed on the concrete, and they said, "Okay, so this is probably why you shouldn't do this.
We should not do this anymore."
We should not. I don't know if anybody else, I didn't know anybody else did that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did that in high school. People still do that.
Okay, can we do a public service announcement and tell people not to do that?
Stop making your friends pass out, your friends and family members pass out. Yeah, I think we should.
Like there's a couple of ways. There was that way, and then there was the Jay Strongbow sleeper hold.
Mm-hmm.
Chief Jay Strongbow. You go through and you lock the dude up.
Yep, you get it. You grab.
And then I didn't know until years later when Gordon Soley would tell us on Georgia Championship Wrestling, they put the forearm directly across the carotid artery, which cuts off blood to the brain, and you pass out and you lose consciousness. And I was like, "Oh, is that what we were doing?"
I thought I just couldn't breathe.
And the funny thing, my cousin would he would he thought it was the carotid artery.
Makes more sense.
Where?
It really does. Because if you pass out, you can't do karate.
It's a karate. So as we learned along the way, you just go, "Wow, this is what this is." So yeah, I don't know that we should do this. I think that.
So yeah, I would rather just get punched in the face and get knocked out than take a body blow and be in immense pain.
I thought that, except
I'm not trying to pee blood for a week. I don't want to get punched in my side.
Are you familiar with Rhino, the wrestler?
I feel like I am.
Rhino was the spear. Was the spear guy. Like he was the guy that would just run at you and just,
of course,
literally cut you in half with his shoulder and then pin you. Well, I was offered that one.
Nope.
And wisely, the universe stepped in and stopped me from doing it. But the Flair slap, I was bruised. My chest was purple for like 10 days. Like, it hurt to shower. Like water
touching the
water touching.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like he didn't even know.
He's like, "Stop crying! I barely touched you."
Like the water. Well, again, the first one, because the first slap. This was a feature from a Carolina Blitz TV show when I was covering the Panthers. But Flair was my next door neighbor, and Flair was a Panther fan. Which I find interesting that everybody around the league uses Flair for football games and woos, but back then it was just Carolina. And he would host. I mean, he would buy like 100 kamikazes, and we would all be challenged to do our share. And then he says, "Well, hey, come in and get in the ring with me." I'm like, "Sure." Like, sure.
Yeah, you don't turn that down.
Sure. So the first thing, couple of things. We get there at the gym, and it's Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair's gym, right? So there's pictures, amazing pictures all over the wall, and you spend 30 minutes just looking at pictures. But then the ring's there, and what is the thing that if you were in front of a wrestling ring, what's the first thing you would do if you got in a wrestling ring?
Climb the turnbuckle.
Right? So, right, in order, climb the turnbuckle, then what?
jump, like do a front flip or something. I
right?
don't know.
You try a flip, right?
Yeah.
Slam yourself. You
Yeah.
slam yourself.
Well, of course.
And then third, which is the thing
I'm
that
bouncing around all the ropes.
there it is, right?
Yeah. I'm running and I'm just
Right.
bouncing everywhere.
Right. But here's what happens. A couple of things you don't know is when you bounce off those ropes at full speed,
Mhm.
you bruise. It is like taking a whooping.
Really?
And it's like razor straps against your back.
Mm.
Right?
Why?
And the first time you press off against it, right? And you go, you're like, look at me go, and you go, ow.
I'm so ow.
That hurt. Like, I'm awesome, but that hurt. And then the second one, you go across and you hit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is getting worse.
Interesting.
This is getting worse. But then immediately your focus turns to, holy crap, this is hard. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already, like, I hit the ropes twice, and by the time I hit the third rope, the pain from the rope is less than your lungs going, hey, bro,
Stop it.
you should probably chill out right about now. So we do that, and then what you want to do is do the cross flop, right? Where you come across and you come off the rope and you just drop down,
Mhm.
but then you have to get up and then run to a different rope,
Mhm.
which seems way easier than it actually is. And this is when I was in shape. I was working out with the Panthers, so
Yeah.
I had it together. But I am dying. So then, and I'm in a full sweat just from like touching the ropes 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm in a full, like, this is a full sweat.
Sounds perfect.
So my camera woman, Sheila, God, I love Sheila so much.
Shout out Sheila.
Shout out Sheila. Sheila was my camera woman. She did all the features that we did, all the vignettes and certain things. Like we went pheasant hunting, and she went with us, and she had to talk me through, actually, like, you pull the trigger, DP, pull the trigger.
Shoot the pheasant.
Shoot the pheasant. I'm like, the pheasant hasn't done anything to me.
But the pheasant's going to taste good.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat it. Like, it wasn't going to. But she's there, and she's just kind of maneuvering me through any of these shoots. So Rico, Flair and his son walk in.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is like, he's and Flair is always Flair.
Okay.
There's never a time when Ric Flair is not Ric Flair. Yeah, it's, hey, big fella.
That sounds
like,
tiring.
You're right. Like, oh, right. And he's just, so what do you, he goes, did you try the ropes out? He leans against it, And
Of course I tried the ropes
yeah,
out.
of course he goes, gassed, aren't you? Totally gassed.
What kind of crazy
like,
person do you think
oh,
I am?
like,
Why wouldn't I try the ropes
totally
out?
gassed, right? Well, part of me was like, do I tell him that I was playing around in his ring? Like,
Yes.
because
Yes.
you don't want.
He invited you over.
I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, he totally expected you to.
Right, like, but he
that's the
knew.
thing.
He knew that.
Like, if you're a wrestling fan and a wrestler invites you over to and they have a ring, like,
You're
they know
gonna-
exactly what you're going to do.
You're going to ring out, right?
They know.
You're going to ring out. And
They
so
know you're probably going to hurt yourself, and it's fine.
right. So, a couple of things I didn't expect. One, he says, okay, so we'll do. He goes, if we're going to do the chest slap, we have to do the full move, which is him bouncing you off the rope, getting you, a couple of blows to push you back into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
He'll throw you across the ring into the turnbuckle. You turn your back into the turnbuckle, drape your arms across it. As your arms are draped across it, the ropes, your chest is exposed, and Flair walks over. Well, it was the first time I felt the turnbuckles against my spine.
Those also seem very painful.
Right?
The padding on those is not a lot.
More than you would think, right?
I'm like, it's just metal, and they're like, oh, we're gonna put this padding. There's no padding.
No, but remember, I'm being thrown by Flair.
Yeah, and you're also running because you're
Right.
you're being thrown by Flair. So you're like, I gotta do this right.
Right? And so you're running, and you don't recognize that the professionals pace that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You're going full speed.
Full speed, stupid.
Woohoo!
Whack!
Broken spine.
Oh, like the sound you make is, oh. And then your arms are draped across it. And so Sheila's up on on the side of the ring to get the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And as everything hits slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I hit, my back hits that, everything, the world is in slow motion. And he
Pain
walks
does crazy
over,
things.
like I'm pretty sure he ran over. But in that
You,
time,
he walked extremely slow.
he was like, this was, I'm watching the dinosaur come get me.
You're
Right?
just sitting there, you're like, man, there's absolutely nothing I can do.
Ha, ha. And then he screamed the phrase, "Now we go to school." Not what you want to hear.
I don't want to go to school.
No, not this. That is not.
No.
That is not the thing you want to hear.
If I'm with a professional in their environment and I hear "now we go to school,"
Now we go to school.
I don't want to go to school with
because he can't let me leave feeling like I can handle this. He needs to teach me a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over, and I mean, I had on a t-shirt. I had a Carolina Pants t-shirt, and I mean,
I was going to ask you if you were bare chested.
no, I was not going.
You would have died.
Oh, there's no chance. And I mean to tell you, the angle that he took was masterful because he's coming at me full speed, and before I know it, he's turned his angle, and his hand is back past his shoulder. So he is bringing this, as Richard Pryor said, he brought it from like Georgia, came through Mississippi, picked up speed in Tennessee,
cocked that back.
And then the quickness of how quickly that hand got from his opposite shoulder to my chest. And here's the thing. It's a sniper shot to your chest.
Mm-hmm.
But what you also don't recognize is the pros know how to move their chin out of the way.
He caught your chin.
And I don't know this. So across the chest and then up across the chin. Now, I don't care about the chin because my chest hurts. I feel like my back is my chest. Like he slapped me so hard in the chest, my back hurt.
You probably smacked your spine.
Right? You just go,
it went through
what
your chest.
is happening? And this is when it got really weird because I saw the film and the look on my face was empty. It was empty. When people say surreal, and the tears running down my eye just thinking about.
You died that day.
Like I literally just the pain brings a tear. The tears running. Rico can vouch. There's a tear running down my face.
DP is crying.
Right?
DP is crying just talking about Ric Flair smacking him in the chest.
And the thing is,
do it again, Flair.
No, but the Flair asked the question. Like he sees me, he sees my reaction, but I don't go down. And in my head, I'm thinking of Raging Bull. I didn't go down, Ray. I didn't go down. You couldn't take me down, Ray. And in my head, I'm saying that like, just man up.
You got this.
Stay here and just like, yeah. See?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Except Flair asked the question. You good? Yep. And you could see Sheila go. I look over and you can just see Sheila go.
Just one
She's
sad
tear.
just one.
She's just looking
There's
at me
one
like,
sad tear.
no, man. What
DP's
is
face.
like? No, man. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And
you good?
There's a tear. Like what I should have said was, no, I'm done. Like I'm done. And right now, my body is going through it. My palms are, the tears are flying down my face. And
DP is his body is just like, stop.
Oh, like why
Stop
are
making us remember?
Why are you taking me through this again? But the bad part was, once I said yes, in my head, the conversation with myself was, that was a horrible idea. And then Flair grins. He grins at me, and you say, you just like, got him. And he, you know, when Barry Bonds hit a bomb and the sound that it makes, and then his body reaction is, oh, I got all of that one. I got all
That
of
one's gone.
I got all of that one.
Yeah.
That's what Flair hit me with. He hit me with that one.
Mm.
And the sound sounded like, I don't know, if you just took two flat pieces of board and dropped them on each other.
So the imitation starting gun?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, no.
So the pain was different because it took the pain that I was
Just one of
already
your eyes
in.
is crying.
Right, because, bro,
It's not even it's just your right eye. It's just like, please stop.
Bruh, it was like the pain from the first one was there. It's like the hot wing thing where the pain is there and you're occupied by it until the next pain comes that makes you forget about the pain that you've never felt before. And I couldn't breathe. Like my heart was like, what is going on?
What is happening out there?
Like my lungs are like, what is going on? Like what is happening? And Sheila's still filming.
Shout out Sheila. Never,
Right?
never lose focus, Sheila.
Right? She's on it. And
well,
it
she was sitting there and she's like, I need to have evidence in case he dies.
Well, so my producer's there. He was my buddy CJ that you met. And CJ is howling in laughter.
As
howling.
So would I.
Yeah, like
and I was anybody, like I would be cracking up.
I wanted to curse at him, but I did not have the air in my lungs to do so.
Save your air for breathing.
Right. And that point, I start to slink down
Just falling.
Like I'm just there, and Flair is howling in laughter. Like
he knew what he was doing.
Oh, he absolutely knew. And then the next morning, I have to tell you, when I woke up, I was thrilled that I was still alive, but I hated it all because of the pain I was in.
That's why DP thanks God every day that he wakes
up. Right, like, right, like I'm just like it was, and it was the next morning. It was It was a wonderful blend of purple and blue and black.
He just made some art on your chest.
Yeah, like because here was the other part though. It almost looked like two hands, but almost in the same space. Like you could tell which chop did what damage. And
you can tell which chop grabbed your spine and which chop grabbed your heart.
Snatched my soul out of my chest. It was the greatest humbling. Because I was like, back then I was about 230 pounds,
Big man on camera.
Oh, like they used to joke with me, Mr. T, because I would wear like the sleeveless shirts and had the guns out, flex the chest.
Not anymore.
I couldn't flex my chest.
Oh, it seems like a terrible idea.
I couldn't put let me tell you this. I could not put my hands together.
Yep.
I couldn't.
Everybody put your hands together right now. You can
put your hands together and you'll feel
your chest flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Now just imagine every muscle fiber in your chest is broken.
And on fire, and we're there. So yeah. So anyway, whatever it would take, how much money it would take for you to fight Cyborg or Ronda Rousey?
Not enough.
Not enough money. It's a great story, but to tell you that, as again, my eyes tear up because I've never been in as much.
I don't want that. That's why I don't want to get punched in the body. I want to get knocked out.
It was brutal.
I'll be fine.
It was brutal. So anyway, we went long. We'll throw it a break. We'll come back more one-on-one.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Brats, check. Chips, check. Tickets. I love tailgating, but this year I actually wanted to be in the stadium. Season tickets just weren't in my budget. Then I found a way. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and bought those season tickets. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
An Empire Fence is an investment in your home. This year, use your tax return to make that investment. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and security while improving the appearance of your home. Visit empire-fence.com to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home. With your tax return on the way, schedule your project now. Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Naloxone is a drug used to safely reverse an opioid overdose and is now more readily available in Nebraska. I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. I encourage you to learn how to respond to an opioid overdose and administer naloxone to potentially save a life by getting the free Opie Rescue app for your phone. Be Opie ready. Download Opie Rescue.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Time to replace your heating and air? Get utility rebates and big discounts from Bryant. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. Millard South Baseball defeated Lincoln East 14-10 to claim first place in the Spartan Invitational. Millard West Baseball defeated Elkhorn South 9-7 to win the Monarch Invitational. Lincoln Northeast Baseball defeated Columbus 15-13 as Northeast Cody Bruss hit for the cycle while going 5 for 5 at the plate. Elkhorn North Baseball defeated Lincoln North Star 5-0 as Ryan Harrell earned a win on the mound behind 9 strikeouts. Waverly Girls Soccer defeated Aurora 2-0 behind goals from Peyton Ossenkopf and Olivia Hind. Waverly Boys Track and Field won the York Classic, where Sheer from Waverly won the boys 100-meter dash and 200-meter dash with times of 10.83 seconds and 22.1 seconds, respectively. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One-on-One on a Monday. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text on Honda Lincoln Hotline. Gabe says this: good morning, gentlemen. I'm laughing so hard right now. I'm about ready to cry.
DP was crying.
I was crying just talking about it. Thanks for laughing at my pain. Faisal says, I'm sprinting towards the ring and trying to slide in clean. Yeah.
Yeah, until you Vince McMahon yourself.
Like you tear a quad or something.
The truth behind everything in that is just hilarious. How they weren't both supposed to fall out, and they were just telling the refs, keep raising his hand. Just do it. You raise his hand, you raise his hand. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. We'll figure it out. Just give us some time. And then Vince McMahon sprints down there, tears both his quads. He tries to stand up and is just sitting there.
Some of those are the greatest stories ever. The great botches ever. And just go in and go. Yeah, he just getting into the ring. Everybody thinks like,
gunshot, just pow pow, both quads
gone. Well done. The whole thing with Sting and his return that match.
Yep.
It just blows out. Triple H and his blowing out. Squad it just those guys, man. Scott says Goldberg was his spear guy. Yeah, it was.
That was my guy too.
Yeah, I mean his spear was different, and his jackhammer slam, jackhandle slam. That was a little bit of his. The spear, Rhino was just built to spear. He's just like Roman Reigns does a pretty good one. But yeah, it was. Those are the guys. Yeah, you don't get headgear. You can't headgear that.
No.
That's not allowed.
You got to take the punches, take the kicks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you go and get the experience. And I like I said, I thought.
And the thing is,
I thought it was a good idea. And I thought I was in control.
Well, this is the thing: is even if you try to block one of those, your arm is going to be in immense pain.
Oh, I either broke my arm.
Yeah. But
He'd have broke my forearm.
With like Qdoba guy saying like the headgear, like if you're going to get Cyborg or any other MMA person, you go to block a punch, you're going to like block, the face punches or face kicks. Your arms are just
you know what
bruised.
that headgear doesn't protect? Your nose.
No. You go right between.
Yep. Your nose. Like it's there. When you go to the UFC facility in Vegas, and it's a pretty cool thing. Next time you're in Vegas, go to the UFC.
Well, I've never been to Vegas, so
go. Yeah, you got to handle that, bro.
There's a lot of things I haven't done that I need to handle.
Well, we need the list of things that you need to do. Like, if I thought about it,
Go to a major league ball game. Go to an NFL game.
But as long as it doesn't have to be the Yankees.
It doesn't have to be.
So think of either Minnesota, so Minneapolis,
Target Field
Chicago,
looks beautiful.
It's amazing.
Wrigley Field. Rachel would hate me if she didn't
or
go with
Denver, because those are direct flights from Lincoln.
Coors Field.
And you probably wouldn't mind flying out of Omaha, but
I'd fly either way. Rachel would hate me if I went to Wrigley without her, so I'll just take that one off the table.
Why can't she go with you?
Well, she can. We have to find a sitter. We can leave it with the parents. Or Mark. We'll just leave the kids with Mark.
Like, as the thing, I mean, that's actually a thing Becky and I've talked about, is that making sure that you get to go and experience some of this stuff. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, if I'm making my first appearance at Wrigley, I'd love Rachel to be there with me.
You just have to make sure it's not on a day when it rains, because being at Wrigley when it rains sucks so bad. We were there and we tried to hide under the bleachers, under the so we were on the dugout, and there's an area, there's seating above. If you stand under the upper deck
thing,
the pipes and all the rain it's not
gross.
Cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. I haven't been to White Sox, so I need to try that. I've never been to White Sox Stadium. But
what is that one called?
Denver and Minneapolis you'd love, because then I would tell you also go to Paisley Park.
Well, of course.
Go to Prince's house.
Of course.
So
I've been to Minneapolis one time.
And then you can go to Jay Foreman's house.
Yeah.
Right. Eden Prairie is on your way from downtown Minneapolis to Paisley Park is Eden Prairie. So you can see where little Jay Foreman lived.
Okay.
So you can go see where little Jay Foreman lived and Little Prince on the same trip.
Perfect. I don't know who I'm more excited for.
Right, like they're both worth but if you're in downtown Minneapolis, I mean, like we saw the Vikings and the Twins in the same weekend. So we,
my father-in-law always talks. I always want to take him out there. He always talks about how much he loves the Vikings' new stadium, and he's not really like a professional football fan. He's like stuck between the Texans and the Vikings. I'm trying to push him more towards the Vikings and away from the Texans.
Yeah, good idea.
But he loves their stadium. He thought
it's amazing.
Gorgeous.
We caught it on a Saturday afternoon.
But during football season, he's busy.
Yeah, during a Saturday afternoon. I think they had like a 2:00 game, 4:00 game, and the sun was setting on the place, and it looked gorgeous. Great sight lines, great food. Like there was just a lot outside pavilion for you to hang out in before games. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Denver would be a little bit more difficult to do all the sports stuff, just because they're at a different level.
Yeah,
they're at a different level. So we'll work on it.
I've been to a basketball game in the former Pepsi Center.
Okay.
It was Pepsi Center I went, not the ball arena. Stupid.
Well,
I hate when
it happens.
I hate when arenas, stadiums change their names from something I caught. Like the Staples Center is the crypto.com. No, you're dumb. It's the Staples Center. I don't care if there's no Staples anymore.
That's why I tend to call them.
They should have just left it the Staples Center Brought to you by Crypto.com.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
Don't change
get
it.
caught up in that. We went through that. I mean, FedEx Field went through its thing. MCI Center was Verizon.
Mhm.
Now it's the Capital One.
It's dumb.
Like you go through a Qualcomm, was
the-
Jack Murphy was Qualcomm versus whatever. Of course,
The
now it's-
Quest Center, the CenturyLink Center, now it's the CHI Health Center.
Here's an interesting question then.
TD Ameritrade Park is now
Why
Charles Schwab Field.
Why has Memorial remained Memorial? Why is that not sponsored
Not
by?
sponsored by anybody. Never has.
Like, if you're going to raise money, why wouldn't you?
All the sponsorships are inside.
Yeah, but they would remain inside.
I don't know. You can't rename
You
it.
do it at Haymarket. You did it at
I know,
Pinnacle
I don't-
Bank.
Look, I don't know. Did you do it at Haymarket?
Yeah, it's Hawk. It's the Hawk Field at
Yeah, it's Hawks Field.
Hawk Field at Haymarket Park.
Yeah, but that's not sponsorship.
I'm just saying, if they're trying to,
I mean,
raise
you
all
got
our-
Tom Osborne Field in Memorial Stadium.
If they were trying to raise a ton of money, you would put a name on that building.
you're gonna get a lot of enemies for even suggesting that.
Well, I don't know.
That's just something that isn't done.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
rules.
I don't know why. I don't know. But
I simply asked a question. Why is it?
it's isn't it a memorial? It's like a war memorial for
Right.
I don't know what war.
I'm fully engaged in that. Right.
Yeah.
But as we're talking about that sort of thing in sports,
Mhm.
it's kind of what happens. I mean, RFK Memorial was a memorial stadium. That's why it was RFK. It's RFK Memorial. The actual title for it is RFK Memorial Stadium.
Just you can have sponsorships at the gates.
Yeah.
So you can go to the Pep instead of having Gate 5 or whatever.
I'm
have
not
it the Pepsi
saying-
Gate.
I'm not saying that.
The
I just asked.
Runza Gate.
Like before, everybody, I didn't say change the name of it. I'm just saying.
You heard
as
it
a-
here first. DP wants to change the name.
No,
of
that
Memorial
is
Stadium.
not what I said. As we were talking about stadium names, and you said you hate it when they change names.
I hate
And
it.
We just went through all of the facilities in the country that have these facilities and have changed the names
That's
for
why
various reasons.
Yankee Stadium
I
is still
said-
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I'm good with keeping things as they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfectly good with it. I just said if they really want to generate some quick cash, that'd be one really quick way to do it.
It would.
It would suck,
But
it
you would be selling out of all of your morals and standards. You don't want to become a sellout.
I'm not wishing that on anybody. Calm down.
We are not. I don't know who has it. We are not Louisville's
Calm
basketball team with the
down.
KFC
I am
Yum
not
Center.
putting that all in.
Even though that is one of the best.
I am not put. Look, stop it.
The KFC Yum Center.
You're so stupid.
That is fantastic.
That is all. See, you can't be all over the place, Rico.
That one, I don't know
I'm
what
a
it was before.
traditionalist, but I like the KFC Yum Yum.
I don't know what it was before. Therefore, I know it as the KFC Yum Center,
Oh.
and I love it.
You're all over the
How's
place.
that all over the place? I don't want you to change it if you have a name that is synonymous
I'm a
with you.
loyalist to the name, but hey, give me KFC Yum Yum.
That is, anytime I hear KFC, I immediately think of Louisville basketball. Some fried chicken, some Louisville basketball. Nothing goes better together.
Oh, you're funny. You're so funny. I tell you, and I'm really gonna upset some folks. But when I think of Memorial Stadium, I think of the Baltimore Orioles.
Don't do it.
That was my Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. Everybody has their own memorial. There's a lot of memorial
That's
stadiums.
my point.
Illinois, theirs is Memorial Stadium. Oklahoma's is Memorial Stadium as well.
People just
Texas's is the Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium.
That's
Yeah,
my
I'm going
point.
there. Yeah, I'm going there.
So you understand. You
So
understand.
Nebraska's is just
You understand.
Memorial Stadium, aka the Sea of Red.
Didn't you pay attention to President Carter? Didn't you pay attention to what?
I
he-
know what you're talking about.
Sea of Red are the people. It is not the stadium.
AKA the Sea of Red.
You can't speak of the Sea of Red in reference to a memorial. The blood, that would be basing it on the blood of the people.
That's true.
Calm down. President Carter actually made a statement on it. Fall in line there, troop.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry, President Carter.
Come on, man.
I
Calm
apologize.
it down. You guys are. we'll
I'm
follow.
just saying.
All right.
So I think so. Okay, so Mike Z on the text line says it was built as a memorial to those who fought in World War One. I think Illinois is for World War II.
All over the country.
Memorial stadiums.
All over the country. all over the country.
Memorializing
All over the
things
country.
and people.
As we should. All over the country. Just point that out. So we'll throw it to break.
Who
Close out
should be the
101.
sponsor for Memorial?
Shut up, you. Stop it. We'll be right back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a ready next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Still rather breezy, but not quite as windy as yesterday. Northwest winds could still gust over 30. We'll see an afternoon high of 59. Mainly clear tonight, a low down to around 31. Warmer tomorrow, highs up to around 70. South winds will be back at it again, gusting over 25 to 30. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Time to replace your heating and air? Get utility rebates and big discounts from Bryant. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Another packed spring sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Stop by for great deals as April's beers of the month are Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA, Wild Onion Ubi Goober Hazy Peach IPA, and Belching Beaver Brewing. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crawler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Find great deals now on new Rams, Jeeps, and more during Ram Truck Month and the Jeep Celebration event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop our entire inventory of new and certified pre-owned vehicles anytime. At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of 101 before we hand it over to the Captain's Show. In 1909, the University of Nebraska constructed Nebraska Field on the corner of North 10th Street and T Street in downtown Lincoln, the school's first football-only stadium. However, its wooden construction and limited seating capacity meant that after less than 10 years, there was significant momentum toward the building of a larger steel and concrete stadium for the Huskers. The abrupt departure of highly successful coach Ed Stein temporarily slowed this momentum, but in the early 1920s, with the present athletic field as inadequate now as it was old since 1907, the university began plans to build a new stadium at the site of Nebraska Field. The new stadium project was initially conceived as a combination gymnasium /stadium/war museum complex to be called Nebraska Soldiers and Sailors Memorial. Enthusiasm for the fundraising effort was high following the death of former Nebraska football captain Dusty Rhodes, who was killed in an accident in France during World War I. Due to slow post-war economy, the scope of the project was decreased to just football, though the Nebraska Coliseum was ultimately completed next door to Memorial Stadium just 3 years later. When the fundraising amount target was $450,000 had been met, construction began, and groundbreaking ceremony was held April 23rd, 1923. Construction was completed of the War Memorial Stadium. Memorial Stadium was dedicated the following week to honor Nebraskans who served in the American Civil War and the Spanish-American War, and the 751 Nebraskans who died in World War I. Later, the dedication was expanded to honor Nebraskans who died in World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Rico, you just read a thing in the naming of it, right?
Yeah, an expansion was made or supposed to be made in 1941 for the extra football facility along the stadium's north side end zone. It was quickly halted due to the United States entering World War II. Construction resumed after the war and completed in 1946. And it was named the Schulte Complex after longtime track and field coach and former football coach Henry Schulte, who passed away in 1944 while construction was paused. They used that building until 2006 when the Osborne Athletic Complex was constructed on the site. So the Schulte Fieldhouse, which was completed in 1946, was taken over by the Osborne Athletic Complex in 2006.
Got it and get it done. Got it and get it done. All right, Rico. Tonight, NBA playoffs. You ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Ready to get it all right.
You're ready to turn it all around.
Ready to get it all right.
All right. Who wins? Who leads the way? Let's go. Milwaukee. I'm sorry about that. Boston and the Nets.
Boston gets the sweep.
Who leads the way?
Me Kevin Durant leads the way.
All right. Raptors, Sixers.
Sixers close it out. Joel Embiid leads the way.
Jazz, Mavericks.
Mavericks take the 3-2 lead, right? It's tied 2-2. Yeah, they take the 3-2 lead. Luka finally leads the way.
Okay, Rico, chance to redeem yourself. Good luck with that.
I swear, if Jalen Brunson leads the way again, I'm going to freak out.
Donovan Mitchell shows up.
Rudy Gobert!
Yeah, we'll do it. All right, 101 is done. Captain Show up next here on 93.7 The Ticket. Stay tuned for Vershawn Jackson.